No, that's Sterling Boulevard.
No,
That's
Augusta, across the street of Sterling Boulevard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Augusta and Sterling's up. I should have looked at these pictures a little better. David did a good job of putting them together for me. I didn't do much of a job of noticing where I was. Next slide. This is Sterling Boulevard right here. And what is going to be a real battle there, and I don't know how this is going to be accomplished, the Great Wall of Sterling is going to come down.
Really?
They wanted it. You're kidding.
There's no turning lanes there. There's no room for a turning lane there. The state is going to put a turning lane in there. They would not address how they're going to do that. My guess is that they're going to have to come down the lane.
Oh.
Pardon me?
How many homes back?
None. They're just going to get traffic in their front yards. They're not taking the houses. They're just getting rid of the wall. And they're going to put turning lanes going into Sterling Boulevard, which is one of the big hang-ups right now. You've got 3 through lanes, and one of them is always blocked for turning traffic. That is going to be amended, and you're going to have turning lanes going in and out of Sterling Boulevard. I don't know if they're going to take the entire wall down. I suspect they're only going to take the wall from the Sterling Boulevard going west, and a portion of the east wall to add additional turning lane off Sterling Boulevard to get traffic back onto Route 7. The people in Sterling aren't going to like that.
They wanted that wall.
Oh, I remember the fights. You remember the fights. I've always called it the Great Wall of Sterling. That came about the same time as the mansion in Sterling.
That house that they put this top on.
Well, as you go down Sterling, it's not quite as it's not quite as obvious as it was now. But they took one of those ramblers and they put 2 floors on top of it, and just went up and up and up with it, and it looked about the top of a sore thumb. It's right; it faces the wall. Those people have made it so they get a nice deck view of the traffic. So. I don't know, but that will be a great improvement. That's a simple thing to do.
That is a problem.
It's a very inexpensive thing to do, and it'll start moving traffic through there much better than we do that this year. I think it's a great idea. I don't think the people in Sterling Park will agree.
What did you say the timeframe was?
This year.
The person that owns that she's on one of the Loudoun County.
The problem is going to come. Any delay in that project will come if the people in Sterling object to it too much, and they end up having an eminent domain or something to acquire it right away. But they have to do something. They just cannot let Sterling be the bottleneck of North. So that's on the drawing board, and since it's cheap, one they'll do. Yes. Okay. Atlantic Boulevard, Magnolia Road, and Church Road, and Davis Road. Has anybody been back there lately?
Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, they have all the complex businesses back.
It's just about, it'll open this quarter. It'll open before January 1st. And what it boils down to, this whole area here is gradually being transformed. But as you come around Atlantic, right now you have to go through Magnolia Road, tonight the church, and go down this way to get anywhere. This bridge is just about complete. That's really the slowdown, but they could open it tomorrow. But it's just about done. Atlantic Boulevard is going to go. I think this is one of the most unique roads. They had a Dulles North area management plan, and a Eastern Loudoun area management plan, and a bunch of these things that were done many years ago. And just to digress a little bit again, when Countryside was built, Countryside met every planning, zoning requirement of Loudoun County. Loudoun County came in, and when Jim DeFrangia presented the county with his concept, they turned him down. And so Jim DeFrangia said, "Why? I did everything you asked for in your zoning." They said, "No, we don't want any more communities." And so he turned around and sued them. And just before it went to court, the county attorney went to the county and said, "You guys are stupid. He's right, you're wrong. He's met all your needs. If you lose this case, you're never going to have the right to enforce any zoning in Loudoun County. So would you rather settle this out of court and let him build it, or do you want to go to court? And so they finally got sense and they settled it and go out country zone, which really has no zoning, which is why Bob DeLuca was able to build all those crazy things inside the commercial center. And when they did that, the old boys in Loudoun County got together and they said, we're never going to let this happen again. So they put in area management plans where they devised roads, designed communities, put all this stuff together that was going to make it so expensive for any developer to ever come into Loudoun County and build a house in a housing concept area that nobody would ever do it. Unbeknownst to the good old boys in Loudoun, the price of homes went through the roof. And when developers looked at it, they said, oh my God, this place is already master planned for exactly what we want. They all jumped on it. These roads have been in this plan since the early 1980s.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, all of this stuff has been done. I probably still have copies of the management plans. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal what work they did back then to design what I think are the best communities in Northern Virginia. And they did that to keep people out. So as you can see, the advanced plan was really a lot of good. They kept us out all right. I always said, when I came to Loudoun, there were 50,000 people here. I was the newest guy in the block, and this was an old boy county. An old boy county, you just can't imagine. Unless you're John Herring, old boy. Now, about 30,000 people of that 50,000 have either died or moved. And there's about 20,000 of us left from the time that I came to this county, about 350,000 people here. I'm sitting here saying to myself, how the hell did I get to be an old boy? But not the last I did. I agree with you, Ray. We got to have a meeting about this. We got to come up with an Eastern Loudoun management plan or something to make us young guys again. So at any rate, all these roads have been on the books since forever. And I've sat there and watched them. The county is stuck pretty well to them, which is a good thing. So this, there you go.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not where I meant to be. So you will find that it will fly over, and we'll talk about a couple of these other things further. But Atlantic is going to come across and hook up with Davis Avenue. And Davis Avenue comes across and goes all the way over here and hooks up with Old Ox Road. Literally, you'll be able to turn right off of Old Ox Road, follow Davis, follow Atlantic. Atlantic becomes the Algonquian Parkway and swing all the way down and hit the Fairfax County Parkway. It's like a big V-shaped beltway that runs from God knows where to God knows where. It's a really nice alternative road.
What's the yellow around Old Ox Road? That's U6M. What does the yellow mean when it's highlighted in yellow?
When it's highlighted in yellow, I'd have to go back to, if you look on your first page, it's got it should have that on there.
8 lanes?
8 lanes? Okay.
So
they're planning that to be an 8-lane road.
Old Ox Road, so when it goes, is that all the way to 50?
And it goes all the way to 50.
And it's going to be eventually 8 lanes all the way to 50? Oh.
Well, it becomes Loudoun County Parkway when it intersects.
Yeah, it becomes Loudoun County Parkway. Yeah. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. There's some really interesting stuff going on in the center.
There's all this new community for Toll Brothers. So that's right there?
Yes. Toll Brothers is supposed to build a bridge for the Loudoun County Parkway. They're the ones that built that bridge. And once that bridge is built, look at it. But, that's in the next move. Not the next page, the next move. So anyway, moving right along. This is the way it looks now. Looking off of it, you will see Phyllis in the driver's seat of our collective sitting there. Looking to the east, that road will come in, come up over the bridge. The bridge is just about complete.
What intersection is this?
This is at Magnolia Road going over to Church Road with the Atlantic Boulevard. So you'll be able to come out of Best Buy in that area and shoot right across Church and go right on over to Sterling Boulevard and go right on down to Old Ox Road if you want to, without having to go out and access Route 28, which will be a godsend. And that will be opening before the first of the year. That's virtually done. So going back to that same map. Do what? Yeah, I don't. So we're going to have to trade in. This is a long way in the future to close Cedar Green. But if you look at all of these peak roads, like Shaw Road, Davis Road's already 4-lane, Glen Drive, when they complete this infrastructure here, in this particular area, which is leading up to Belfort Furniture and all these wonderful things, once they have completed that, then they are going to close that right turn lane off of Route 28 on Cedar Green.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah,
right
where the Volkswagen is, right
there.
where Bill Bryant used to run his shop, right there.
Right by Lindsay's Volkswagen.
Right now, you can come up here and you can exit off of 28, and they will eliminate that and close it entirely. They left it open primarily because the businesses in here are you can't get in and out of their businesses. Once they complete the highway infrastructure, this U4, which is U2 right now, and once they complete this U4 section here, and Davis Avenue is finished, they will in fact close Cedar Green. So you'll see that before long. They'll get onto that project as soon as they get the funding out.
And when they do that, will they stop having official state signs that say Belfort Park? Advertising private stores, it seems very strange to me.
Actually, I think Belfort paid for the bike park.
They pay for the what?
Bike park.
Oh, so they don't mean the stores when they say Belfort Park.
Well, they're in funny places. I think they're pushing you to the store, but I think that's what they're talking about. I haven't figured out that yet.
Honestly, got around.
Mike's on my board at the bank. I'll have to ask him. So Cedar Green will close, and that's the ugly little intersection of Cedar Green. You know, the NOL likes it. The next interesting thing is Pacific Boulevard to Relocation Parkway. Does anybody know where that is?
Yep.
Okay. If you take Sterling Boulevard across 28 at the intersection, that is Pacific Boulevard that it ends up there. Currently, it doesn't go anywhere specific unless you happen to be using Belfort Furniture and you turn right and you go up to Relocation Drive and turn left, and there are warehouses right there where you pick things up. That's in there recently. So, but this piece, this little piece right here, this is Moran Road. You've got Pacific Boulevard that comes up to it. And it ends there, and there's one final little segment right here of Pacific Boulevard. Once that is built, and once that Russell Branch thing is finished, then literally you'll be able to get on Pacific Boulevard at Old Ox Road and go all the way and drive right into Belmont Country Club. Without ever touching those roads. I mean, that will open up so many little communities and so many little things that will be really nice. Now, that particular road will be built. I'm not sure what the time parameter is. I'd say within the next 2 years, definitely. That's part of the PPTA. That's part of the Route 28 Development Authority that builds that. That's not the state. The funding is technically already there. So that when they quit doing these other things and finish those up, they'll just move right on to that. So that's a pretty exciting piece. That will complete it on the eastern Loudoun edge. I mean, that's the way it looks today. They got a nice intersection there and one road that goes to nowhere on the bottom left-hand corner. And what do we move on to here? I'm going backward. Brambleton. How many of us like Brambleton? Does anybody know what's going on out there?
All I know is
You come down.
very confused.
So you come down Belmont Ridge Road, you run into a Y. And one lane goes this way and goes past the high school on that side, and one lane goes that way and goes past the high school on that side. The road that goes past the high school is called the North Star Boulevard.
What side of the high school?
The west side. West side, right side. The side closest to Leesburg. And you'll see that here. way at the top. There's 659 or Belmont Ridge Road, and there is the new North Star Boulevard. And in fact, it goes back to somewhere back in here right now. I'm not sure which pieces might be built back here. This is the road.
Would you point to it again?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to read.
This is Belmont Ridge, and Belmont Ridge makes this left turn, and North Star Boulevard keeps going straight, and that is the high school right there, right in the middle. So North Star Boulevard comes down. This is where our favorite theater is, and keeps going on down here, and it ends somewhere down in this neighborhood right now. I'll show you a picture of it momentarily, but the picture's not important. What is important is this is the road we have all been praying for. How many of us have sat back and said, oh my God, if there were just some way to get down to Richmond area without going down 95? I scream and holler about that at least 10 times here. This, if you follow that North Star Boulevard to the left, where'd I go, Pointer? There we go, I'm back. And you keep following it down. There's a gremlin in this computer. You keep following it down, and you keep following it down to 50, which there will be a Cloverleaf interchange, and you keep following it down. And I'll talk about this little piece right here in a minute. But that road connects to Route 234, bypass Manassas, which takes you right down to Dale City and 95. That will be the road, and if you will get just about to Independence Hill in Manassas, and you turn right on Route 619, 619 will take you down to Triangle, and you will even be beyond the bottleneck where the high occupancy lanes come from.
I think we need to take a field trip and see exactly what that traffic's like. I don't believe it. I believe it goes there, but.
That's where it's going to go.
It's going to be west of South Riding. It's going to continue where they're building now.
It's going to 234. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ways down the road. I'm saying that's 4 or 5 years down the road, but this is a priority road for Virginia.
Okay.
It is. There were two plans. One plan was going that way. The other plan was going down to the south of 28. That would have unfortunately gone into Clifton, and there were things built in the middle of it, and plus people down there had more money, and so they shifted the road back west. And I'm glad they did, because that would have brought it in too close on 95. This road will be a godsend for us. It'll make it so much easier. It'll take so much traffic off the beltway itself, because we'll be able to run it down that way. There is one major malfunction in this thing, and that's this little piece right here. Our good friends at the Piedmont Environmental Council, and I hope I'm not stepping on too many people's toes. In this master plan, and the engineer doesn't even know how, you'll notice that this is now U2. They got it down to a 2-lane road. It had been in there as U4 for a 4-lane road. Somehow, that's the roundabouts in it too, that's right. all those Mexican engineers. Actually, I like roundabouts. But that road will be the reliever road. It's going to save us from up here on that. And you probably will see that within the 6-year plan.
So you won't have to go on 28, you won't have to go on
You won't have to go to Warrenton, you won't have to do all those crazy things. You'll be able to actually hop on Belmont Ridge Road right out here and go southeast, and it will take you to 95. And it's not that far in the future.
Is that going to be called 659?
No, 659 is that little piece that runs. Yeah. So 659 ends. That's going to be North Star Boulevard. Actually, the name for it when it's completed is Tri-County Parkway. And it only runs through 2 counties now, but it was planned to run through all 3. So it got the name Tri-County Parkway. We'll
So Jim, Belmont Ridge will go to North Star, and North Star will continue?
North Star will continue.
So you'll have a road that'll go from Lansdowne to Triangle?
So what does that mean to you as realtors? I mean, in reality, it doesn't mean a lot today. But think about it. If you got somebody in your car that's moving into this area and they're saying, oh, geez, I don't want to go here. I mean, the traffic's so bad. That's a natural reliever. That will make it so much easier for these people, especially people that move farther south, which is the next area to develop. That move farther south, Brambleton on down beyond North Riding and all that, or South Riding. Those people are going to have a relatively easy access to 95, to our corridor up here. That is for a long-term planning standpoint, that's a good thing for realtors to have in the back of their mind, because everybody bitches about that concept. You might as well know where the roads are going. So, at any rate, that's why I like doing it. There's always surprises. That's where it ends now, below Brambleton. Now, I think there are some pieces of it that are built over off of 50. I can them over there, tried to dig through it and match them up. But a lot of these things end up being like a Lego set that you match them over time. But within 4 or 5 years, I think you'll find that will be built. A couple of other things that are kind of interesting. Battlefield Parkway is not complete yet. There's still one leg to be done on that. This little leg right, back in the corner, right here that's Evergreen Mills Road, and that's King Street. This will be started on shortly. It's being done by the city of Leesburg. They are going to clean up this particular connection, and Battlefield will, in fact, go all the way through. Battlefield does go through now, for those of us that know a little bit about it. You go across and you take this Mason's Lane down to one of the nastiest little intersections in Loudoun County, where you've got Mason's and Route 650 and South King Street all come together. And it's a nightmare. Those roads will be cleaned up. You will not have them dumping the way they are onto South King Street. I suspect they're going to turn them and going just with one entrance on South King as it should be. And Battlefield Parkway is going to be extended that little short distance. And then you'll be able to hit Battlefield Parkway there and just go on around Leesburg. Which will be the end of that. So that's a pretty simple one. There's really not a lot of real plans in the western end of the county for roads, because every time they develop an idea or a plan for one, like Route 9, everybody bitches about it. But they do have one thing that they're snuffing, and this truly is being snuck in. That's this Mason Lane. I'm sitting there with fellas driving again, and as you look back, Mason Lane is on the top picture, or left picture, going up there. There's 650 here, they all come together, nobody knows who has the right of way, and then they come out on 15 and try to kill each other. That's going to be cleaned up, and then Battlefield Parkway will be back on. That's a good thing. The other thing that they're doing that I don't think anybody's aware of. This is, yeah, this is 7, going from Leesburg's entrance up to Route 9, and it climbs that hill. There's no funding, there's no plan, there's no agreement on doing anything with Route 7 to improve that. I mean, that just is the way it is. And VDOT can't build roads and people don't agree to it. But what they can do is they can put in truck lanes going up hills. And so they have decided that that is a mountain. So they are going to, they're looking for the funding for it now. Okay, go back here. They are going to take this piece on the westbound side, and they're going to put a truck lane in from the backside of Leesburg to Route 9.
Like making the
That
west
is going to
side,
be
right?
a tremendous reliever for the afternoon rush hour.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for trucks because it doesn't make a difference. But they found that little niche that they can go ahead and do that. So VDOT's going to do that. That's the one big plan that's coming this week. And that'll come sooner than later.
Jim, there's something I discovered, maybe everybody else knows about it, but sometimes I take sick on the road to Leesburg.
I do it all the time.
But if you, when you get down to the bypass, it's rush hour, it's backed up. And if you want to go into Leesburg, you can turn left at Battlefield and go over and actually get on the Greenway and get off the Greenway exit, which is further west. And you don't have to pay a toll. There's one little piece of the Greenway you can actually use for free.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
That's
good.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
So turn left on Battlefield and right on Miller Drive, and that'll take you right into the Greenway.
There's signage there for it.
The signs are confusing. I got lost several times trying to figure it out, but I was looking at my GPS and it showed a road in there, so there must be a way.
Yeah.
The only problem, the only time that will not work is if there's an accident or something on 7 going into Leesburg, then everything shuts down.
Yeah, but there's always a jam up in the rush hour at the bypass.
Yes.
Well, here's an interesting tidbit about that particular section of the toll road too. The guy that's now the head engineer for Northern India for VDOT was at that time the engineer for the toll plazas on the toll road. That's what he did. And it was planned that the toll road was going to be the first road in the country that would use strictly electronic tolls. There weren't supposed to be any toll booths on the toll road. Which, if you've used the intercounty connector in Maryland now in Montgomery County, that is the same way. There's a squirrel in a tree with cameras. Couldn't find me. Something is charging me.
Little brother.
Little brother. Yes. And you just get on the road and drive and get off, and you pay somebody somewhere. And if you don't have one of those little
Speed pass.
yeah, easy pass. If you don't have one of those, then you get a nice ticket. I didn't.
You definitely do.
Between Heritage and 70th,
No, this is talking about the ICC in Maryland.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I was on that.
So they were going to build the toll road with that same technology. And there was a guy named Stowers, that some of you may know, in Leesburg. And they needed him to grant them a small piece of land that they could have built that on, so that the toll actually would have been collected at Leesburg as you got on. And then all of the other tolls that they collected, like from Ashburn, for example, they were going to be able to put electronic readers on those, and the toll would have been adjusted. So if the toll for the entire length was $5, the toll from Ashburn should have been $2.50 per gallon. Stowers would not give them the land to do that. So the only other place that they could put a toll plaza was at the end. And the only other design that they could come up with was that everybody paid the same. So it made it as expensive from Ashburn as it did from Leesburg. And that's why they had to put that toll booth where it is today. And that's why we're all paying an excessive toll on the toll road if we live inside Leesburg. Why so many people don't use the toll road. But that's where it came from. I didn't know that place. We had a lot of fun with this. But that's where the roads are right now. Those things are likely to happen. We've got the great benefit of the Tri-County Parkway. I would not hesitate to tell people about that. That will happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be 5 or 6 years. It's a great benefit for living in Brambleton or living in South Riding or some of the other communities that are coming out there. The two parallel roads to 28 and the connection of Russell Branch is going to be phenomenal for us. There's one piece of Russell Branch that I don't mention in there, and it's still up for grabs, and that's the piece from Ashburn Boulevard to Ashburn Road that runs into Belmont. That piece is all, there's been a change in zoning for that corner, which is going to allow a heavier development of commercial. And when that happens, when somebody buys off on that, part of the profits on that are going to be to build that little piece of road. So that will happen. It's really contingent on when that development piece happens, so that it will be continuous on up. At that point in time, they will cut off the entrance to the church and to the office building where Remax Allegiance and Coney Island Diner and things are. That will be closed, and those people will have to access off of Ashburn Village to the little road there where the building here. And Russell Branch will go through to Belmont. The plan is for Russell Branch and Russell, this will happen at some point, will go around the front of Belmont and will connect up with Belmont Ridge. And the further plan is that it will continue on up and connect up with whatever they call that thing at Wegmans. But that is contingent on somebody buying the golf course, redeveloping the golf course, and paying the proffer to build the road. And I'm not going to hold my breath on that, because that's going to be a long way down the road. But eventually, Russell Branch will run from Battlefield Parkway in Leesburg all the way around through to Old Ox Road, which will be nice. I don't know what the Lobsters are going to do. I don't think they're going to cross over, but Russell Branch will. But that's so long, and even the engineers don't like it.
They got to put a bridge across.
They've got to put a bridge across Goose Creek and do all kinds of things. So the engineers might want to discuss that. So,
The golf course is going to be by, which golf course? You're
Goose
not
Creek.
talking about Belford.
Goose Creek.
Maybe don't. Keep moving.
Donald Trump doesn't do anything where he has to spend his money, so I don't think so.
At least going to be on the docks, on the Google Docs.
Yeah, we can upload that to Google Docs. And we emailed it to everybody this morning.
The question about the road, Cardinal Park Drive, FA.
Yes.
Okay. The Art Center, when we moved from Leesburg to behind, what was that? Salvation Army, thank you. We were told that that road, starts with a C or something, is going to cut back to Wegmans up in Leesburg. Therefore, we're going to get lots of traffic at the Art Center.
That's a long way away. There's no profit for that road between Battlefield Parkway
Okay.
It's perfect.
and leading up to Cardinal One on the other side.
Cardinal
It's
Park.
Cardinal Park. There's
Cardinal
no,
Park, and there's a left turn at the top. FAA is over here.
there's no money to build the road yet. That's going to be a
developed.
developer road. That's going to be something somebody's going to have to come in and want to develop something, and they're going to have to get a profit out of it.
Okay.
I mean, I honestly believe it's where they built that Villages of Leesburg. I think that they should have made that developer proper to build that road to Battlefield and beyond.
Right.
I don't see the logic in putting all of that development in there where you got to go right on the south road.
They didn't say anything because it's set up and the exit's there for it, ready to go. There's no plans to connect it yet?
There's no money. But when that's going to happen, maybe Leesburg.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, Leesburg's done some kind of Battlefield Parkway. Leesburg did.
Yeah.
Leesburg's doing that thing down there to straighten it out and put it into 15 South. So it's possible. Yes.
Just a question. Between a freeway and a regular road, what's that difference? Why are some of them known as freeways? Is that something that
Let me see the
you have
classification.
half of Loudoun County Parkway is a freeway and then Route 50 is a freeway? Part of all Old Oxford is a freeway, but that's it, and I'm trying to figure out what that means.
Freeway. C note 5.
They call it free.
Yeah, we can't read it from here either. I didn't even see those.
If you park on the driveway, drive on the parkway.
The description of a freeway is, freeway network will be considered for further study of alternate lane operations, which may include dedication of high occupancy vehicle and or express busway use for new lane road.
So they may add high occupancy and or
Yeah.
bus lanes.
Yeah.
Interesting, there's only half of Loudoun County Parkway.
Yes. Yeah, that is, well, a lot of that stuff, that's all future planning. I mean, they get so far out of the 6-year plan that it's incredible, yes.
You said you were going to address Loudoun County Parkway by Loudon Valley Estates.
Yes.
You know how it just comes to a dead end and doesn't connect with where 606.
Yeah, that's a toll project. Toll Brothers has committed to building that bridge a long time ago. There's a bridge that has to be built back there across, I believe it's Indian Creek or something. And until that bridge is built by toll, and I don't know what their plans are to build it, once that is done, then they will connect up that road in the way they will go.
And then it'll interconnect with 606 where Old Ox becomes.
Absolutely. Where Old Ox becomes Loudoun County Parkway. Yeah, that's what the plan is. Old Ox is going to become kind of a, well, it's a great little feeder road, but it's going to, in our language, disappear. It's all going to be Loudoun County Parkway. But that's, well, I don't know what Toll's plan is to do that. I would imagine that's probably sooner rather than later. But bridge building is probably a 12, 18-month process to begin with. So there's, you know, whenever they begin construction on it, figure about 2 years. So it's probably 3 years.
So will that interconnect that portion of Loudoun Valley Estates with the other Toll Brothers? That's on 606?
Yes. Yes.
You have to go on out and then turn left.
Yeah, you have to go down and turn.
Yeah.
But I mean, that will give everybody access back and forth.
I see.
And that will be fantastic once they do that. You know,
Yeah.
that's going to be a very, very convenient road.
It will be.
We're going to have a road network that we can actually get somewhere from here, which is, you know, that you can go back to that old boy discussion in 1980. When they set these plans in motion, they are great plans. And they'll do a good job. They never realized how nice of communities they were designing for Loudoun County under the guise of keep them out of here. It's funny, you know, be careful what you want because you might get it. Any other questions? Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun with it. When you start putting them in your head and you start driving people around.